Paul Blart Mall Cop was exceptionally funny and what have you, and was a pretty big hit. And 6 years later, we got a sequel in Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. But after it's been a decade since it came out, is it really that bad? Or am I going to have to prove to these people they're wrong and give this film some good old fashioned Big D justice? Well, maybe a little, but not much though. Find out right now as I review Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Dual, better known to you as the Big D, and this time around, I bring to you a review of the 2015 action comedy flick Paul Blart Mall Cop 2, released by Columbia, directed by Andy Fickman, written by Kevin James, who reprises his role as the title character, along with Nick Bakay as the co-writer. Shirley Knight, Jayma Mays, and Raini Rodriguez all reprise their roles from the first film, with Gary Valentine playing a different character and Neal McDonough joining the cast. The film follows the titular character who is invited to a security officers convention in Vegas and must stop a heist at the Wynn Las Vegas Hotel. The film was released on April 17th, 2015, so I'm just a couple months late. But anyway, this film didn't quite match up to its predecessor, though. It did okay, but the film still, however, got a ton of dissing. Before I get started on this review, if you haven't seen my review of the first film, check it out by clicking on that card right there that comes up. Okay, on with the story. Following the events of the first film, Paul Blart is recovering from several misfortunes. His wife Amy divorced him 6 days into their marriage, and 2 years later, his mother was killed after being hit by a milk truck. To feel better, Paul takes pride in patrolling the mall. 4 years later, as Blart says he has officially peaked, he receives an invitation to a security officers convention in Vegas and begins to believe his luck is about to change. His daughter Maya discovers that she was accepted into UCLA and plans to move across the country to Los Angeles, but in light of her father's invitation, she decides to withhold the information for now. After arriving in Vegas, Paul and his daughter meet the general manager of his hotel, a pretty young woman named Davina Martinez, whom Paul is instantly attracted to. He later learns that she's dating the hotel's head of security, Eduardo Fertilio. Meanwhile, Maya falls in love with the hotel's valet, Lane. A security guard from the Mall of America attending the convention, Donna Ericone, is aware of Paul's earlier heroics in the West Orange Pavilion Mall incident and believes Paul will be the likely keynote speaker at the event. However, Paul discovers that another security guard, Nick Panero, is giving the speech. In the midst of the convention, a criminal named Vincent Sofol and a gang of accomplices disguised as hotel employees are secretly plotting to steal priceless works of art from the hotel and replace them with replicas, then sell the real ones at auction. In the meantime, Paul has become overprotective of Maya after discovering her flirting with Lane and spies on their conversations. He is later mocked by Eduardo for his lack of professionalism in an event where hotel security was notified when Maya turns up missing. In an ensuing argument with her father, Maya becomes upset and claims she's attending UCLA despite Paul's wishes that she remain close to home at a junior college. At the convention, Paul, Donna, and three other security guards, Saul Gundermutt, Con Mubi, and Gino Chisetti, check out the non lethal security equipment on display. Paul finds Nick drunkenly hitting on a woman at the bar. Paul attempts to defuse the situation, but Nick passes out, giving Paul a chance to be the event speaker. Later, Paul takes a break in the Garden of Contemplation, only to face off against a bird while a man playing piano watches. Following the speech, Paul learns about Maya and Lane's situation and rushes to help, but abruptly collapses due to his hypoglycemia that has plagued him for years. Now I'm going to the ending. As always, you know the procedure. You better stop this video right now because you probably know the rest. Go to the description box below, fast forward to the time below. As I'm now counting down. If you've seen this already, please continue. Okay, you've been warned. After recovering, Paul is able to take down several of Vincent's thugs and gathers intel on the group's intentions. Using non-lethal equipment from the convention, he is able to take out more of Vincent's crew. Meanwhile, Maya and Lane overhear Vincent adamantly refusing an oatmeal cookie due to a severe oatmeal allergy, leading to said cookie being thrown from a window. Working with a team, Donna, Saul, Con, and Gino, Paul is able to clumsily dismantle Vincent's operation, with Maya severely incapacitating Vincent by rubbing oatmeal-infused concealer on his face, and Paul finishing Vincent off with an extremely forceful headbutt. Afterward, Paul convinces Davina to be with Eduardo. He also accepts Maya going to UCLA, finding her tuition with the reward he obtained from Steve Wynn for stopping Vincent. After dropping off Maya at UCLA, Paul falls for a mounted police officer who reciprocates his advantages, his advances, excuse me, I got tongue tied. But our horse reflexively kicks him into the side of a car. End of story. So what did I think of Paul Blart Mall Cop 2? Well, it's fun and what have you, but I'm afraid it's nowhere as good as its predecessor. It does have a few funny moments and what have you. But again, as I said, not quite as good as its predecessor, though. I still think Kevin James still does a good job in his role as the titular character. Excuse me, nonetheless. So still gotta give him credit and what have you. But apparently, I feel like he still proves to do what's best and take on the baddies by any means necessary. But I will say I really liked how he liked rolling that there. I forgot what it was called. That scooter thingy. That what have you that they use that had the front of like a police motorcycle or something like that. Anyway, yes. I did like about that, and I did like the Vegas thing, which was good and what have you. But again, it just couldn't hold a candle up to its predecessor. It wasn't quite as successful as its predecessor, though. The film did okay, making 107 million worldwide on its 30 to 40 million dollar budget. So it did okay, but upon its opening, it lost to Furious 7 in its opening weekend. Its reviews were even worse than its predecessor. The film sits at a mere 7% on Rotten Tomatoes, saying, bathed in flop, sweat, and bereft of purpose, film strings together fat-shaming humor and segue side gags with uniformly unfunny results. Metacritic has a measly 13 score, and audiences polled by Cinema Score gave the film an average B-. The New York Post was not too thrilled, writing that the plot was just an excuse for James to do his one trick over and over, blustered and screw up humiliatingly. The Hollywood Reporter wrote, James tries hard, very hard, to inject the proceedings with slapstick humor, propelling his large body through endless physical contortions in a fruitless effort of laughs. Variety called it a tacky, numbingly inane sequel. Yeah. There wasn't really that many and what have you great reviews on it, so I can't really defend this film 110%. I did like Kevin James. I think that's one of the only things I did like about the movie and his performance. It was good to have Raini Rodriguez return. Now, as for the other people who appear in the first film, Shirley Nye appearing as Margaret, and Jayma Mace was in this, but unfortunately was only seen in the opening because she couldn't reprise the role for the sequel. Well, that was understandable. Anyway, yeah. Now, as for the rest of the cast, Neal McDonough plays Vincent Sofel. I'll say he's okay in what have you as the villain. Playing Lane, I think I know that name. It's that is, and he is played by David Henrie, who most people would know him best as Justin Russo of Disney Channel's Wizards of Waverly Place, along with its sequel, Wizards Beyond Waverly Place. Playing Davina is Daniela Alonso. I'm fine, what have you. Playing Donna is Lonnie Love, who actually was a runner up on the reboot of Star Search um, back in 2003. Let's see, and D.B. Woodside played Robinson. Eduardo Ferrestugi, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, plays Eduardo Fertillo. Nicholas Turturro played Nick Panero. Gary Valentine as Saul Gundermutt. Yeah, it was fine, what have you. And Vic DePetito played Gino. Yeah. The rest of the cast is okay and what have you. But again, as I've said, I can't defend this film completely. Though Kevin James does a pretty good job still. Rupert Gregson Williams does the score for the film, and that was fine too. Now, the film's director was Andy Fickman, who had recently directed She's the Man and the Game Plan. And of course, he later went on to direct Playing with Fire. But anyway, Paul Blart Mall Cop 2, again, it was fine, what have you. Not completely that bad, but nowhere as good as its predecessor. It's been like over 3 years since James expressed interest in making a third film, but stated that the script has yet to be developed. Lauren Ash also expressed interest in doing the sequel as well. Yeah, who was actually a co-star in this film. Yeah, as the character of Mindy. But anyway, I doubt it'll happen though. But with everything said, Paul Blart Mall Cop 2 can be mostly a miss and a hit. So would I recommend it? Well, only if you're a hardcore completionist. Give it a one-time watch. But if you don't think this is good, then just ignore this, or should I say, avoid this, and stick with the first film. Okay, that's all I'm going to tell you. So that's that. So anyway, what did you think of Paul Blart Mall Cop 2? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel, make it grow, and make the views grow. Tell all your friends about my channel, give them to know me. Maybe they'd like to be a part of my Big D Nation, and share my vids with your friends if you like. Join me next time when I review another film that Kevin James was in, but this time with Adam Sandler and a few others who have worked with him before, Grown Ups. And I will be talking about its sequel, which was heavily panned. But anyway, so I hope you enjoyed my review of Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. If you like this, check out my reviews for these other films. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of the 2006 version of The Pink Panther with Steve Martin. Or go to the upper right-hand corner and see my review of another sequel that Kevin James did with Adam Sandler, and that being Hotel Transylvania 3. Or if you'd like maybe Something else by Andy Fickman. Check out my re-review of Playing with Fire from 2019. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.